Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the class. Let us continue our chapter 8, Motions for Physics. So today we are going to start the graphical representation of motion. You all have studied about the graphs. Graphs are represented by two axes. One is your x-axis and another is your y-axis. So we have some entities which are plotted on x-axis and some entities are there which are plotted on y-axis. So let us see what they are saying. So graphs provide a convenient method to present basic information about variety of events. For example, in the telecast of one-day cricket match, vertical bars show the run rate of a team in each over. So they are showing about the, let us say these are the overs of a cricket match, 1, 2, 3, and then here they are showing the run rate. So vertical bars for each of them means that they are showing how much was the run rate for each over. Let us say for this is 2, 4, 6. So for every over, the rate is varying. So these kind of bars you have already studied. You know the basics of the type of graphs. Isn't it? Bar graph is already taught to you. As you have studied in mathematics, straight line graph helps in solving a linear equation having two variables. To describe the motion of an object, we can use line graphs. So how are we going to represent the motion of the object? We are going to do that with the help of the line graphs. In this line graphs, they show the dependence of one. When we are showing the motion with the line graph, they will show the dependence of one quantity over the other. As one quantity changes, the other quantity will also change. Okay. So let us begin with the distance time graphs. So the change in the position of an object with time can be represented on the distance time graph. Adopting a convenient scale. Scale you all know. For plotting any graph, we use a particular scale. Scale on x-axis, scale on y-axis. So in this graph, time is taken along x-axis and distance is taken along y-axis. I will show you just the graph just now. So distance time graphs can be employed under various conditions where objects move with uniform speed, non-uniform speed and remains at rest. So these three cases are there. Okay, for the distance time graph, uniform speed means speed is same as for the same time interval. Non-uniform speed means the speed will change with a particular time interval and at rest. So how a body is going to be at rest and how it is represented with the help of a graph. So the first case was the distance time graph. So distance time graph for a body moving in uniform motion. Uniform motion, if you see, uniform means on x-axis the scale is chosen with a difference of 5 seconds. Can you see 0 to 5, 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, 15 seconds and 20 seconds. And on y-axis, distance is there. So where the distance difference between each distance is 10. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and so on. Now you have to remember when I say distance time graph, when I say distance time graph, it means distance will be on y-axis and time will be on x-axis. Every time the time will be on x-axis because time is not controlled. You cannot control time. Time will vary. Okay, and with the time the distance will change. That is why your distance is on x-axis. So please look here. We know that when an object travels equal distances in equal interval of time, you can see here when the time changed from 0 to 5, then the distance covered is 10 meter, isn't it? When the time changed from 0 to 10, distance covered is from 10 to 20. Means with equal change in time, the distance is also changing with the equal pace. This shows that the distance travelled by the object is directly proportional to time taken. Distance is directly proportional to time. As distance, sorry, as time increases, distance increases. As time decreases, distance decreases. This symbol shows you the constant of proportionality. Okay, this now the uniform speed, a graph of distance traveled against time, is a straight line A and another line parallel to the y-axis from point B. Now for this graph we are taking 2 points, one is A and one is B. These two lines when produced, so the point A I am elongating it on the distance axis also and on the time axis also. Point B also I am elongating on the distance axis also and the time axis also. Then you will see that both your point A and B when elongated cut each other at point C. Thus ABC is a triangle. Can you see in the figure? ABC is a triangle. These two lines meet each other at point C to form a triangle ABC. Now on the graph, AC denotes the time interval. If you see here AC, what is AC? AC is actually T. AC is the distance from T1 to T2 only, isn't it? And same way, BC is how much? BC is from S1 to S2. This distance is your BC. So the speed of the object can be represented by V is equal to the speed, you know, speed is equal to distance by time. Now distance here is how much? Distance is S2 minus S1 by time. Time here is T2 minus T1. Clear? For a body moving with non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed means for a particular time interval for 0 to 5 seconds, distance covered is how much? Now here, this is 2 meter. Each distance is actually represented as one small block is 2 meter. Can you see here? 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, 10. That's how you are getting a 10. So from 0 to 5 seconds, the distance covered is 2 meter. From 0 to 5 seconds, distance covered is what? 2 meter. From 5 to 10 seconds, from 5 to 10 seconds, how much distance is covered? 2, 4, 6, 8. Distance covered is 8 meters. From 10 to 15 seconds in the graph, if you see, distance covered is how much? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16. So it is varying without a constant relation, isn't it? Means time is same. Time every time it is a 5-second difference only. But the distance is not, distance covered is not equal in equal time intervals. That's why we see that for a body moving with non-uniform speed, we don't get a straight line. When the body was moving with a uniform speed, that line was straight or uniform. And for non-uniform, it won't be a straight line, it will be a curved line. Clear? Third is the velocity time graph. Velocity time graph means velocity will be on y-axis and time will be on x-axis. That's how they have plotted. We have the time on the x-axis and the velocity on the y-axis. So for a body moving with uniform velocity, again uniform velocity means velocity is not changing. Okay, uniform means not changing. It is same as you people have the uniform in the school. So all of you have same uniform. The word uniform means same. So look the graph here. From 0 to 5 seconds, what is the velocity covered? The velocity of the body is 20 km per hour only, isn't it? At 8. When the time changed from 5 to 2, then also the velocity is what? Velocity is 20 only. When the time changed to 15, then also the velocity is 20 only. So, for the body moving with uniform velocity, time changes but velocity is time changes but velocity is same, isn't it? That you can see from the graph also. So these are the three graphs which we have studied just now. The first one is the distance time graph for a uniform speed. You have to remember, for a uniform speed, distance time graph will have a straight line. For a non-uniform speed, it won't be a straight line. Okay, it can be curved. Curved can be like this, curved can be like this, no problem. It has to be curved, that's it. And for stationary, if you see here, stationary means at rest. Now, this graph talks about the body at rest, means time is changing. Let us say this was 5, this was 10 seconds, this was 15 seconds, this was 20 seconds. And the distance here is, let us say this is 5 meter, this is 10 meter, this is 15 meter, and so on. So what is happening? Time is changing. Time changed from 0 to 5. At 5, what is the distance? Distance is 10. At 10 seconds, when the time changed to 10 seconds, what is the distance? That is again 10 meter. At 15 seconds, what is the distance? It is again 10 meter. It means distance is not changing. When I am sitting in a chair, I am sitting, while making the video, I sat on the chair around 11 a.m. Until 2 a.m. I am doing my work. So time changed, but my position is fixed. That's why we say that the body is at rest. Time will anyways change. Time will never stop, isn't it? But if you don't move, it means what? It means that your position is at rest. So these three graphs are very important. Draw them in your notebook. I hope you all are making the notes of them so that you can remember the things clearly. This all work is done to help you, my dear students. Please cooperate. For a body moving with uniform acceleration, again, what are we going to have? For uniform acceleration, your x-axis will show the time and velocity will be on the y-axis. Okay, why velocity? Because acceleration was v minus u by t. It means change of velocity. Acceleration is actually change of velocity by change of time. That is how you have your time on x-axis and velocity on y-axis. So here again the body is moving with uniform acceleration because it is a straight line. Straight line means for the first 10 seconds the velocity of the object was 10 meter per second. For next 20 seconds the velocity of the object is 20 meter per second. It means velocity is directly proportional to time, isn't it? It means it is changing in the same ratio. Now, for non-uniformly decelerated motion, decelerated word remember na, when the speed decreases. Not speed, actually we should talk about velocity since we are talking about acceleration. When the velocity decreases, then acceleration is known as deceleration or retardation. Retardation is also a very common word. So you have to remember, negative acceleration is your deceleration or retardation. These two words are coming. You have to keep in mind that with increasing time, okay, when time is increasing, the velocity of the object is decreasing. Then what you will say? You will say that retardation is happening. Okay, so now here it is actually non-uniformly because in equal interval of time the velocity is changing with a different pace. If you see here, actually this point also, if I consider this point, different points if you consider now, it is not same. So this is everywhere a straight line doesn't means it is changing with a uniform acceleration. Please refer the book for a better diagram. It is given on page number 106. Figure 8.7. This again is for non-uniform acceleration. Actually, that straight line we should have not given only because it is confusing you. You non-uniform means it is changing. See, you can see it's changing. One time it is increasing, then decreasing, then again increasing, then again decreasing. What can be the example of non-uniform acceleration? What example can you give? Let us consider a car moving on a highway. How? Because when no traffic is there, car will move fast. When more traffic is there, it will slow down, and for some time it will be very slow, isn't it? So this kind of where you are changing the speed, velocity of the object. So these are again the velocity time graph of uniform acceleration is a straight line, non-uniform acceleration is a curved line, and uniform motion or no acceleration. Again, time and velocity means time is changing from 5, 10, 15, 20, but velocity is same. Let us say this was 20 meter per second. So at 10 second also it is 20 only. At 15 also it is 20 only. So it is again a straight line. It means no acceleration. No acceleration means the velocity, whatever, like sometimes when I see that I am driving a scooty at a speed of, at a velocity of 50 meter per second. So throughout my journey, I drove it with the speed of 50 meter per second throughout my journey. Time is changing anyways, 5, 10, 15, but my velocity is remained at 50 meter per second. Then you will say that it has a uniform motion and thus no acceleration. Why no acceleration? Because velocity is same at different points of time. Now in the next class, my dear students, we will study about the equation of motions. So these are the three equations of motions which you have to learn. Derivations will be explained to you, although derivations are not asked, but just to give you the concept. These three are very important. B is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and V square minus U square is 2AS, where V is your final velocity, U is your initial velocity, initial or starting, okay? Initial velocity, A is your acceleration, and S is your distance, and T is your time. By the end of this week, we are going to finish the chapter, and next class, we will be doing the questions from the same exercise. So these are your works for today. Everything I explained. Please write them neatly in your notebooks. Most of you have already started sending the homework. If you do it, you can send the work to me for your betterment. Thank you, my dear students. That was all for today. Have a nice day. Do your works on time. See, working on time is very important. Thank you.